guys! It's been a long time since I've said that. Hey guys, so it's been kind of a weird couple of months, huh? Well, since it's June.
It's July now. Oh wait, it's August. Oh, God.
Welcome to summer! We did it! Unless you live in the southern hemisphere, then happy winter! I hope you're enjoying it. Since the school year has ended, I thought that I would look back at my doodles from my junior year of college and just react to them, because that's what I did for the last couple of years. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So, one of my favorite things to doodle when I'm doodling in class, first of all, disclaimer, doodling in class, sometimes it helps me focus, sometimes though it really does not help me focus. It really just depends. If you're doodling in class and it's not helping you focus, then I don't suggest it, but like, this is just what I do in my free time. And by free time, I mean when I'm in class. So one of my favorite things to doodle though is I really like drawing mandala art in my notebook while I'm listening to a professor talk, because it's really calming, especially when I'm really stressed out about something. You start with a middle shape and then you just branch out from it. I remember doing them in middle school for my art class and I was like, this is kind of weird. But now I do them like all the time because they're very calming and they look really cool. I also love math and it's got a lot of mathematical shapes and, you know, repeating stuff, so it's, yeah, I talked way too long about this one doodle, but yeah, I do this a lot. I don't know how many other ones I have, but this is one of the peak examples of the mandala art that I do in my notebook. Camera distance. Oh, this was for... So these are very out of order. I really just like took all of the notebooks and scrap paper that I kept from this year and went through them and took photos. So this is out of order, but this was... I took a Film 101 class this first semester in the fall, because, fun side note, I'm not only concentrating in film, the college that I go to only originally had a film concentration, but this year, they're rolling out a film major, and so I had to take Film 101 to complete the film concentration, but next year I'm taking, I think, 2 or 3 more film classes, and I'll get the major, so that's fun. So this is just for my final, we had to memorize different camera shots, so I doodled them just to make sure that I remembered them, and they were pretty fun, so yeah, that was fun. Oh my gosh, Star versus the Forces of Evil. I love her. I think I posted this on Twitter as well, but yeah, it was a doodle for class. Oh, I think I posted this one too. Yeah, I was doodling Mother Earth, especially to have a skirt made of a river and then going into bushes. I don't know, I think it would be a really cool design. Thinking? Pure confusion, anger, stress, you know? It's the college life. Inky. Happy? Perplexed? Thoughtful? Or cheeky? I really don't know. Oh, I think this was for one of my classes. We read and watched To Kill a Mockingbird, and so I drew the characters, 2 of the main characters. If you know it, hopefully they look a little familiar. I want to work a little bit more on it, but I thought it would be fun to like animate it. I don't know, that might be cool. Bumpkin. This was around the time when everyone was talking about what are they called? Silly worm. This was around the time when everybody was making the silly worm, or was it magic worm? I don't remember what they're called, but the silly worm art, and I doodled it in my notebook. Rapunzel? Had I been watching Tangled the series? Am I still not finished with it? That's a secret I'll never tell. Jumpy. Oh, I don't even remember. I just like how these turned out. I wish I drew a mouth on them, but more doodles. Literally half of my notebooks just look like this, like really tiny snippets of what could be drawings but aren't. and more jumpy. Or is that laying down? I really don't remember. Ooh, what a dapper young man. I love this artwork. I think I'm gonna redraw it this summer. It's Fish Girl. It's like Monster High. It's like Laguna. I think I wanted to redesign Laguna. I really want to still. From Monster High, if you don't know. Oh, that is a mood. I even doodled in animation class. Now I didn't doodle a lot, but we had to do a lot of like sketches. So this was like thinking we had to do two shot movie. And we also had to have a change in emotions, and that was the one, I think I called it Deathly Delicious, and the girl is like looking into her coffee and there's a little spider like swimming around in it, just having a ball, and she is absolutely disgusted. So our professor asked us to depict what features would change with the change in emotion, and so that's what it literally was like for like 10 seconds we could draw it, or maybe it was a minute, but yeah, that's what I did. Oh, flower crown. I kind of want to redraw that too. Oh, and this is for my final animation project. I basically based it off the, like, if you haven't watched the animations I made this fall video, I took an animation class for the first time, and the final project was literally anything we wanted. It just had to be 2 minutes, and so I based it off the Dogma 95 movement, which is very minimalist. It strips away all the bells and whistles of film and really gets to like the core of what they thought film was, and I really wanted to do that with animation. So what I did was I could only use paper, I couldn't use erasers, what was it? I had a whole list. I think it's part of the video, actually. But anyways, this was the storyboard for it, and we had to describe what was going on in each photo. Sucks it up, really! Bones? Dot returns it drawn. Yeah, I didn't follow this exactly, but it was really helpful in terms of timing and what I wanted to do. Slices and falls like slabs of meat. I wanted it to be like, I don't know, have a creepy vibe to it at some points. I really liked the part where the spider kind of like the eye opens and the spider is like crawling out. Every time I see it still, I'm like, oh my gosh, I made that? Holy moly. I'll see if I can find the Twitter post, but I found this Twitter post that had a motion path on it, and this one person was like, what is this? A motion path is basically in terms of timing. It shows the location of the object. So for this motion path, oh, this one's very complicated, but basically what it is for each line, that's the location of that object, and you just redraw the object in a different location, and that line makes sure that it has a smooth, fluid movement rather than like going crazy everywhere. So this is the part where, here, I can insert the clip here. So the bones falling like slabs of meat. Basically what happens is those objects are like floating around, and that's what I did for that. And for this part, I took a leaf, and it was so difficult, you guys. I hand drew every single frame. Oh, that was one of the other rules. I couldn't repeat my frames, so I had to draw every single one out. I used so much paper. It was probably really bad of me, but it was so fun to explore that. So what I did with this is I found a leaf and I was like, this is the leaf I'm gonna use. I guarded it with my life, and then what I did was I drew the entire leaf on one sheet. I took an outline of it so that I could get the motion path, and then what I did was, what did I do? What I did is I redrew that multiple times with taking out one slice each time so that it had an effect like this. And yeah, but in order to do that, I had to have this motion path. Oh man, we're getting into stats drawings now. I didn't doodle too much in stats, but there was one day where I was like, I just really want to do different hairstyles. So I sat towards the back of the class. I quite literally stared at people's hair. I stared at the back of people's heads and just drew it. It was quite fun. This was... Oh, I also posted this to Twitter. Just goopy thoughts, I guess. I don't know. Really feeling possessed. I don't even know what to say about this, but I think it turned out pretty darn cool. I also want to redraw this and don't know how I would have finished it. And finally, right before COVID-19 hit, me and my friends watched a musical called The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. And so I doodled it on a scrap piece of paper, and I also doodled a picture of my friend, but I can't find that because I gave it to her. But then we were asked to move back home. It was the Tuesday right before spring break, so there was still a class I had a midterm for, but we had to move out before I could take it. So I took it at home that Friday, but it was a little messy. Then we had spring break. We had an extra week of spring break, which was pretty nice. Then we went back to online classes, and I didn't really doodle that much. I'll admit it was pretty hard for me to focus. I don't think that I'm a good online student. I prefer in person, but I understand why they moved it online. And I really hope that for my senior year I can go back on campus, see my friends, and make more doodles. This summer, oh, I don't want to leave it on a bad note, but I guess there's bad news and good news. So my internship that I talked about, if you watched my live stream in, I don't even remember when that was, March or April. If you watched my live stream then, I said that I had an internship lined up for the summer. That got canceled, sadly, but hopefully with this time I'm planning on making a lot more content. I'm working on an animation reel. I'm hoping to post that pretty soon. Yeah, with that, I am honestly just gonna play video games, probably clean my room, work on animation, and hopefully have a good summer. Oh, I have also been playing so much Stardew Valley. If you guys don't know what that game is, I was going to buy a Switch and buy Animal Crossing during this whole thing, but they sold out, so I bought Stardew Valley instead. It's basically a video game where you farm, but there's also like so much more. I think with Animal Crossing, you create your town and like you introduce characters to your town, but with Stardew Valley, the town introduces itself to you. So it's really fun to explore. I guess if you guys wanted to watch me play that or something, that might be fun. Otherwise, yeah, I hope you guys stay safe, have a good summer, or winter.
Here I am post-editing. Totally forgot to mention all the fan art I got this summer. Thank you so much, especially the birthday stuff. It really warmed my heart.
And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Pizza out.